Hey everyone, just going to show you training from today, Monday, December 22nd. Monday is my heavy deadlift and heavy squat day. So on alternating weeks, I'll be focusing more on a volume session versus an intensity session on that lift. So today was my intensity through the roof on my squat, worked up to 425 for a rep out. And then on the deadlift, did a bunch of reps with 525, so that's pretty intense on both of them, but I was doing almost twice as much volume on my deadlifts today versus the squats, and next week it'll be vice versa. I'll do a heavy deadlift set and focus more on a greater amount of T1 volume squats next week. So that's kind of how the Monday, Tuesdays are set up for squat and deadlift, and Tuesday we bench, so you'll see some of that tomorrow. Now, that's sort of in line with the way that I was peaking for IPL Worlds, and that did me very, very good, so I'm just tweaking it just a little bit. Now, the set right here and then all those deadlift sets, just take a look at the form. It's not perfect form, and I do have a pretty significant form breakdown on this heavy rep out of squats. I get a little bit more pitched forward than I typically get on my squats, and more than I typically allow myself to get. But keep in mind that sometimes you have to grind. Sometimes you've got to lift that weight and make sure that you're just lifting it within the federation's standards that you're competing in, and sort of disregard the perfection of form, that pursuit of perfection that can sometimes kind of get us stuck in our progress. I know in my last video I talked about improving your consistency and how well that you perform those movements as a lifter, and so that's one thing to keep in mind, but you cannot ignore the other side of the spectrum, which is sometimes you just got to lift heavy ass weights, and that's the way it is. So these deadlifts, I get a little bit more round back than I typically get. I know you guys are admiring that KK deadlift right there. I ain't that damn strong, about half as strong, but I do my best impression of him right here. So take a look real quick at these deadlifts. You're going to see my lumbar is pretty straight, but my thoracic spine definitely gets curved a little bit more, and part of that's just my legs being tired from that 5 rep max that I did just prior to this. And part of it's also just I wasn't feeling 100% today. And so with that being said, I still came in, got in the work that I needed to get in, because I understand the value of, hey, you just got to lift heavy ass weights if you want to get strong. And if you're going to have bad days and you're going to let those bad days get in your way, if you're going to see a minor breakdown in your form and have that put a roadblock in the way that you perform that day, you're probably not going to make it very far. So it's important to listen to my words of advice from the last video about movement standards and consistency and all of that stuff. Likewise, equally important to listen to what I'm saying in this video, which is sometimes you just got to lift that heavy ass weight. Say it that one last time. And you know, keep in mind there is optimal and suboptimal form, and there's recklessness involved in all of this stuff. So obviously, as a lifter, you want to use some risk management in your own pursuit of strength. So if you know a particular movement carries a higher risk of injury for you, then yeah, be more careful on that movement. I know for me that I'm working well within my technical capabilities. These are not the prettiest deadlifts, but considering the amount of volume I'm doing at these intensities, considering how I'm feeling this day, not 100%, and that I'd done the squats beforehand that were probably about 90 to 95% good quality, these deadlifts, all those things considered, were not so bad. And moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see my progress, because the other 2 deadlift, squat, and bench sessions in the week are at much lower intensities, higher volume, so I'm going to be able to recoup some of that movement quality by maintaining higher movement standards on those less intense days, getting more practice in, way more reps, way more sets, and Monday and Tuesday are just my days that I lift that heavy ass weight, because that's what matters in competition. Hope you like it. Subscribe if you did. Thanks for watching.